their cash flow. I believe that this is what is playing up, and all eyes on the this Fed meeting to see if they would toe the line of what of the European Central Bank that hiked their rate. Last time it almost 50 basic point, but Fed if Fed could to hike their own by 25% after seeing what has happened and money they have injected just to inject liquidity into the system to cope this kind of crisis that is in the banking sector. That would be nice if they can start slowing down so that banks will beat out, and this also will impact the investors in that domain because investors are also focusing on what Fed will do today, on the quantitative tightening. That is key. And also, don't forget that apart from Fed, we're also saying that I told you about crude oil. That are going to take if oil price remain below $80, and we're seeing that interest rates we see the fear of recession run. But I'll tell you, as banks continue to show this sign of weakness, unless we stop seeing it, if we continue, that will already trigger recession. Because if the major engine of any economy, which is the bank, is shaking, I'll tell you, it's a sign that something bad is on the way. But I believe that now that the government of this domain or the central bank has to quickly arrest this situation, that is a good one. We'll see how far it's going to continue. But it also is done on the central banks to also look at the impact of this rate hike. I remember early that for more than 6 months the World Bank has said this today. But if they can now look on and see that yes, they can balance it and see that this rate hike continue to kind of normalize gradually, that will also be good for the global economy. And this oil price also was seen. It despite that many matured economy big banks are projecting that oil will still touch $100 this year, 2023. Yes, it's possible, but let's know how to manage it. If the economy is doing well, it's a different thing. But now that we're seeing crisis in Ukraine and Russia, and also the Middle East are not helping matter. We're seeing the cross between other Asia country, Iraq, and other ones in terms of oil deal. Now trying to put US aside, and US also export to oil to Europe has also increased. You can see, if for the sake of business ties, we want to change the whole dynamic. That means many economies were encouraged to look inward, and this is why we African countries, I expect that this is time to start looking inward, so that what is happening, yes, there will be international trade, but let's distortion on our production and on this. If we're able to look inward, but don't forget that the consumption of of oil by Russia, by China being the second largest economy, and also US also as a way also to impact the oil market. But I believe that now that we're seeing that these certain banks are going on their monetary policy meeting, let's believe that gradually they start winding down with this their report. I believe that this 2023, like I said yesterday, before the end of the first half of the year, we have seen direction. But now here, if you look at what is happening in our own domain, yes, we're having today the last day of our own MPC meeting here. Yes, we're all looking forward that this is not a time for the central bank to adjust anything. But if they go ahead to do, we're going to do more than 50 basis points, which I said yesterday. But they recognize that the banking sector, the financial sector is where all eyes are now because they've not reached their number. And I think it's time for CBN to address the issue and let us know the state of our bank as we speak. Because I'll tell you that with indicators coming from the manufacturing sector, we're seeing that the economy is already contrasting, which need to be addressed fast. Especially in the face of this cash crunch. I think that is why this meeting today, all eyes are to see the outcome, how it's going to trigger economic activities again, or what they're going to do. Because, like I said in one of the programs today, that this meeting is the second to the last meeting of this section, of this administration. The last will be in May, and that May will be the handover period, May 29. I think they would have had the MPC meeting before that 29. But this is the second. That by next May will be the last one. It is time for us to watch and see how this economy will be kind of I think kind of a trigger or kind of giving a boost, with the policies that will work. If you continue to high rate at this economic situation, we are going to tight business at the same time, we're going to push many people out of business. I think this is the time for us to use our own initiative as a regulator. I expect that the policy members or the committee will vote right and do the right thing at this time. That is what we expect from them. As we speak now, US market is in green. I can tell you that the indicators from that domain are looking good. All of them are in green, which is a good one. And this is a sign for that market. I'll tell you that they said that the bear market in that was almost over as to speak now. If at this last phase, if they can come out from this very because the impact of the fear of banks has put down on that market, and if the Fed or the central banks of this domain start adjusting or moderating their rate hike, that will be a boost for the income. I believe that that market, those market are already at the last phase of this their BS situation, which will soon turn around. And also in Europe, the same thing is also happening. We see that as US market also open higher this morning, we are seeing also the European market is also in that direction, which is also a good sign that this fear affected also dropping drastically within the this matured economy. But all eyes on what like policy decision of what of Fed today that's open until tomorrow. Traders are likely expecting a 25 basic point rate on this from Fed tomorrow. If all things being equal and it goes that way, that will also further boost this sentiment that is returning in that domain. And expect that before that, this banking crisis also was seen also going to slow down as we have stated earlier that the nightmare has really gradually fading away because of all eyes have moved away from the banking sector issue toward to the the meeting that started today to see how the decision of the Fed will shape and give direction to also the market. As I told you that this policy meeting, earnings, economic data, they are very key. They give a direction to where the market is going or where the economy is going. That's why at any given time, you as a trader need to factor all these in because when they come, they give kind of a discussion to your plan. But when you factor it in to see what is likely to happen, it will help you to take wise decision. Where you see that it's expected that there will be hike, what will that at that particular time you expect to see that things will change. But when you see that expect to be dropped, you also want to drive the market sentiment at that point. That's why you need to understand what is happening in that environment. Because what has happened recently has also affected the trading yield before now. But we are seeing that gradually trying to find a base again, trying to recover after the fear of the banking of the crisis. We are seeing that is going to look up. And that's why I said today that I should mention that if you remember that it is time for us to hear from the central bank governor and his team about the state of our market bank, which is very, very important for us to know. Is key. And like I said, Asia market is also in green. Only few indexes there are in red. The majority of Asia indexes are in green. In Europe, find good market as we speak, and Africa mixed market, and also we are seeing that Nigeria NGS is also as we speak slightly in green also, just flat in green, which is also good. But before we go into looking at the market quickly, I told you that today we'll be looking at the result that came from custodian investment and the Stanbic. If you look at the result that came from custodian investment, I'll tell you this is a good number. Yes, that's why I would say that the bottom line for custodian was not to. Don't forget that the custodian is like also a conglomerate that has pension, has insurance, has investment bank, all of them together. But the number is meaning that this company is moving somewhere. We saw that the gross earnings for these companies have moved from 85.74 billion to 130.1 billion naira, representing 20.2% up in the green for the top line, which is good. For the PAT, which you know that this time we have seen the cost of a high cost of doing business in Nigeria. But still, last year, but still we saw a marginal growth in their profit after tax from 10.1 billion to 11.2 billion, with about 11% up again for that bottom line, which is good. It translates to 1 naira 82 kobo earning per share against 1 naira 81 kobo in 2021. From this 81 kobo, the company also declared a final dividend of 55 kobo, which I said yesterday, against what they paid for 5 kobo last year, and also they paid interim of 10 kobo as at half year. Altogether, this company for the year 2022 are paying 65 kobo and dividend from an end per share of 1 naira 82 kobo. Yes, it's okay, but this company continue to expand. But one thing that is very, very important, look at the profit margin for this period. The margin margin is a drop from 11.72 they had in 2021 to 10.82. For me, I'm not surprised because cost has drastically increased in 2022 compared to what we saw in 2021. Was able to manage it to this level, but I've still tell you that the profit margin is still low. Was a company that has made up to like 103 point something billion as at gross earning and having about just 11.16 or 12 billion as profit. That's why we are seeing 10 point. That means in every 1 naira of of their top line, we're having just less than 10 kobo retained as dividend. This is for you to also look at as investor when we are taking your decision. But good for me that this is a company that we expect that what is happening this year, in terms of high premium we have seen, that is going to also impact on this company's performance. Being a conglomerate of its own, I believe that something good will come this year if they maintain positive performance and the economy also improve. Like we expect that the new government that's coming, we expect to do there is still a new robust economic policy that will drive activities around the economy. All eyes on what on the incoming government to see how far they're going to support economic growth and activities. Yes, like I always say that as an analyst or investor, after looking at the top line, it's good to look at the company balance sheet is not looking bad, but look at the cash flow. It's very, very key. The operating cash flow of any company tells you if they're able to meet their word, if their word, their responsibility, and also sustain it, that will support what the earnings as we are saying. Say positive earning, but the cash flow for this company also improve for the year under review from a negative 6.4 billion in 2020 in 2021 to a positive position of 18.13 billion. For me, 2029 is a good one for of this company, and that is why you need also keep your eye on it if you are thinking also on the strength of their 55 kobo earning per share. I'll tell you which one of the also impressive dividend yield so far, around the 9.48 dividend yield for this company. For this company, it's a good thing to also consider for those that are income investor. And if you are having a dividend yield of almost 9.45 in the less than 2 months, for me, it's a good one. We're going to look for all those other instruments like treasury bill that for a whole year. We're looking at 9.5, also the same thing for a whole year. Less than 2 months. Also, it's a good thing to also look at this point. Yes, another number that came that we like we're going to discuss before we jump into our normal chart to look at life class is doing. The life chart is doing. It says Stanbic IPTC. This is the first bank that's releasing what audited account and are giving us insight what they expect from this bank, and that should give you a clue for investor or trader to not to panic at this point, but rather take advantage of what we are seeing also to position in those banks that are pulling back. Stanbic IBTC for the financial year ended December 2022 audited account. We saw that the gross earning of this bank moved from 206.64 billion to 287.1.5 billion, representing about 40% up, 439.3% up. Also in that direction, we also that the PAT after factoring all the cash, we saw the impact of net interest because of the rate hike and all those stuff, and also the increase of the company also giving a the increase giving a loans, credit and advance also was high this period. These are also part of what impacted on their performance. You can see that the profit after tax for the period under review moved from 56.97 billion to 80.81 billion. That's about 41% up in the green. I tell you, this top line for this bank is fantastic. The two double-digit growth is more than inflation, and that tells you that yes, the number is telling you that the banks are performing despite that what is happening in the environment. And I tell you, like always, that whether the economy is doing well or not, banks are the work for gaining from it. That's why you must have this banking stock, one or two of them in your portfolio to balance your portfolio so that you look at sectors that you know at all time you'll be looking good. Now also, if you look at the EPS moved from 4 naira 20 kobo in 2021 to 6 naira 3 kobo in 2022. And out of this 3 naira 6 naira 3 kobo, it did a final dividend of 2 naira is being declared again in addition to 1 naira 50 kobo paid earlier. But if you look at the profit margin, you can see that profit margin has also improved. Profit margin improved from 27.5 7% to 28.1% for for the year 2022. And that means in every of 1 naira gross earning of this company, almost a 30 kobo is being retained as profit, which it for me is a good one for Stanbic IBTC. That means for the price pulling back, for those of us that are income investor and also long-term investor, I think it become attractive for you to look at that stuff. It's very, very important. Yes, we want to look at operating cash flow of this bank. I'll tell you that if you look at the operating cash flow of this bank, you said that it is negative of about 84.23 billion against 83.6 billion in 2021, which is positive. And financial sector is different from other sector. When you see a financial sector operating cash flow, in negative, it's a good sign that yes, the bank is doing well, because that means more they are lending more, and because they are lending more, they're not going to get, immediately. That might pull their cash flow. But most times when you see these banks having a cash flow, they are either they are cash investing or financing will also make up for it to also to balance it, because their own is lending. That's why if you see banking, um, banking cash flow in negative, it does not mean that they are doing badly. We need to look at what is the cash flow from investing or finance. Is it covering that shortfall for the bank? You need to know. And also when you, like I said, also when you see that the the interest they are paying, on deposit also is higher than what the income they are getting from what from the loan, from the interest they are getting from the loan given. You can see that interest that is so income. This will balance it. These are the key things to look at for the bank. That's why when I in this class about that was around around the March 5th, we're talking about this credit speed that has issue now. That the SEC in that domain has fingered that from as at 2019, 2020, that the cash flow of this bank. Also, they are looking at, I said, you as an analyst or investor, wherever you are looking at your company, only look at the cash flow to see if it will sustain that trend. Once it doesn't that trend, that means yes, possible. But if you are seeing continued kind of divergence between the earnings performance and the cash flow, it's a sign that that earning will not be sustained. So that you also think twice as an investor when you are in that position. It's very, very key to know that at any time you are in the market, because we are there to make money. We are not there to work to tell story. That's why it's key to always look at this issue. For those that are preparing for the master class, you are. I have good news for you. All those talks that were likely to discuss, I think I'm getting them now, and it's becoming, it's increasing. Why? Because we are seeing sign already that immediately now election has come, and I'll tell you, as to speak now, more than 98% of the display results are hit the for different states have been announced, and I believe that once now election is out, then yes, we're preparing for incoming government. Today we're going to see the outcome of NPC meeting. All these are giving us, we're carrying all this momentum to see how we can take position forward for 20, and already stuff that are likely to benefit from what has happened and also be pressed down. But that means you need to mark that date as what as a as investor or trader, so that you can take action and also be there in that class. Why? Because at the end of the day, those thoughts are going to be shared by those professionals that are going to speak in that class, and also the one we're going to give, as I said yesterday, will also guide you on what to do. I can see that in an equity analysis or investment, when there's a consensus in what in a investors or analyst consensus or professional consensus, it gives you more confidence, and that's why you're in the class to learn. And when they are giving, none of these people will not need to know what they are giving. It's that day that we see. You can see that when there is correlation, you can see that things are pointing to one direction to help you boost your confidence in taking a decision. And we look forward to see you for in that class. For those that have that registered, say congratulations. For those that are yet to do, I'll tell you, go ahead and make your payment, and also take advantage of the discount that will be closing on the 25th of March, hopefully by God's grace on Saturday. So the first Saturday, 12 midnight Saturday, that will be the last day for the discount. If not, you pay the full amount. For those that have taken advantage of that discount, I say kudos. And for those that have just letting you know, so that you can quickly also jump into it. As we speak now, our market here is in green. Like I said in the morning, that we are seeing the thing is still looking up. But if you look at what is happening now, market is doing 54,800 and 897.88. That means market is up by 11.04, up by 0.04 as to 0.03 now. That is the market. Well, the market is slightly, like I said earlier, and we're having a slight negative spread. 7 losers against what 6 gainers. That's what market is doing now. And out of that 7 losers, we're seeing that the Kita Hotel is leading the pack, followed by ROT Briscoe. We're seeing also Vitafoam in that direction, Wando and Africa Prudential. These are the stocks that are and the red angle now on the red direction southward movement. Then if you look at the stocks that are in green, then you can see that Linkage Assurance is leading the pack, followed by Champion Brewery, Jais Bank, Zenith Bank, and also seeing WAPO in that category. Actually, there are 6 stocks that are gainers, that 7 losers. Now, these are the ones on the gainers that I've mentioned. Linkage Assurance, Champion Brewery, Jais Bank, Zenith Bank, and WAPO. These are the top gainers in that category at this hour. Then, if you look at it in terms of volume traded, I told you that it's very key. We saw the volume that came from Nimet yesterday. This morning, we are seeing that Zenith Bank is one leading in terms of volume, and the stock have bounced back to 25 naira as we speak. Trading about 7.62 billion shares, followed by million shares. Sorry, million shares, not billion. Sorry, followed by GT code are also around 24.85, trading around by 5.5 million shares this hour. UBA doing also 8 naira 5 kobo, trading around 3.2 million shares. Access Corp doing 9 naira 10 kobo as we speak now, doing around 3.2 also million shares, and FBN Holding doing 10 naira 5 kobo, doing 2.4 million shares at this hour. These are I can see that most of these top gainers, they are all financial, banking stock. They are financial, stock, and tell you that, like we say, these are the fuga. If I will say that word, fuga, you can see all the fugas at the in terms of volume. It says it does say something that something is happening, and we expect this to happen more after the MPC meeting today, because all eyes on what on this outcome of MPC meeting, and also this banking result to come. This banking result also will give us an insight what to do as we speak, and I expect that at the end of the day we'll get know where the market is going. For me, there's no cause for alarm. Yet, if you look at the chart now as we speak, that is very very key. If you look at the chart as we speak now, the chart, we're seeing that the chart. I want to show you something now so that you understand. I will bring the T line, but let us see what the chart is doing here. That you can see, after the chart, the price index action have broken down the T line. You saw that it was going down, but tried to stabilize. In one it tried to resist going down. We saw the sign here yesterday. We saw it went up, coming down again. But this is a sign that what to watch out this morning. Already we are seeing that the market is slightly in green with a low volume. You can see it here. Yesterday we saw at this high volume here. About the market yesterday was 77% sell and 53% buy. And it tells you that people are still taking position. But this morning we will not see here what market is going to close. But at this hour, market is still slightly in green. And we are seeing activities more in the banking stock, because people are taking position ahead of what this sector earnings that have been expected in the market. We expect all this also to support the market as we speak. Before I call the T line, I want to do something so that we will get to understand. On this trade line and T line, you can see that market has broken down the T line to show that market is on what already on a decline phase. Yes, you might say still on a distribution, but for me, since they have broken this trend line is very key. Trade trend line as a trader or investor. Now you have broken it downside. This is a decline phase. But the good is that as market is declining, it also got the momentum that when a rebound at this point, it might be a new option that will rebound that will surpass what the market has seen at this point, and go heading to go straight toward to 56,000 mark. It's possible depending on the strength of the numbers that have been expected in the market. These are the things that we need also to have at the back of our mind. Trend line, it tells you a lot of things. You can see that this will break down, tells you that something has happened. Market is already on a decline phase. Correction is on, but this correction is an opportunity for those to buy, especially the traders and investors. Especially, investors are taking value, but we traders see where we can see confirm a reversal and jumpable. Traders and investors that are expecting dividends are using this correction in most of these stocks to buy more, to earn more dividend. But we investors and traders are looking at where we can see a confirm a clear reversal for us to jump in. These are the things that the market we are waiting at the market, and I believe that once the outcome of the MPC meeting, we know what is going today, and at the same time, more of these numbers we're expecting in the market, that will give us a clear direction where we are heading to as as leader to see the next phase of the market is very, very important at this point, that we know exactly what we are doing there. Yes, you can see here now that the index action is still far from the T line. Once able to cross that, that is where we can confirm the rebound and start taking a position on the stock. This T line, like I say, is the no 8 days moving, 8 days no exponential moving average. So that average it helps you to tell where the price is going and where the market is strong. We also give you sign, and that is why you don't need to panic after seeing what is happening in the market. It tells you that just is a pullback, but if you want other indicators to help you confirm where the market, what is happening in the market, you look at we call the ADS. ADS, I showed you this thing right the direct. ADS will tell you exactly what is happening, so that you're able to understand the trend of the market. And also finally, what is money flow doing in the market now? The money flow looking up. You need to also look at, like as at yesterday, I'll tell you, someone have left the market as at yesterday. We are seeing market in around 30%, 30 points on there, and which is below 50. The sign that fund is also looking. But the good thing that this morning we are seeing like a reversal in terms of money flow looking up here to read around 32 now. Good sign, but we need to stick to. And also the ADS, like I told you, is still looking the blue line and the red one, and you can see where they are going. They've not crossed at this point. All eyes on what, but you can see that the momentum is already down. You can see confirmed from here. You can see that ADS has moved from almost 55. It was as at on last Friday, yesterday around move as low as 40 for 55. You can see that this is massive the way it's going down. And money flow at 30, try to look up again. It's a good sign. That will tell you that the outcome of the NPC and the result that we expect will give us a clear direction where the market is going. But we have seen that there's a miss trend here. But like I said, market is giving a sign of bearish, and that we have to watch to see a reversal from this trend before we can conclude what is happening in the market. It's very, very good that we know. Yes, finally, look at two stocks before I call it a day. Why? Because all eyes on these two stocks, and you can see how they are doing. GT Code and Zenith Bank. Assets are already showing us a good sign, but let's look at GT Code and what is happening. GT Code, you can see on a day chart, you can see that he almost tested yesterday, tested the T line, but this 1 hour is still selling below the T line. A confirmation, also a breakout will give us a clear direction of up movement. But money flow is looking down around the 42, below the 50. But we're seeing that ADS is still relatively strong around also 38. But let's watch and see. But you can see that the blue line is coming up, but still here. Once it crosses the red one up, that will confirm a good trend. Let's also have see what 1 hour chart is doing here. This 1 hour chart, for me, 1 hour chart is telling us that there's no cause for alarm. Yes, it's still strong. We're seeing momentum money flow above 50, around 65. We're seeing a cross the anyone cross. If the blue one cross the red one up, that's a good sign on the 1 hour chart. Quickly one look at the Zenith Bank and assets. But let me look at Zenith Bank first before assets. Our time is fast before they cut me off. Oh, wow. But let me see. On 1 hour chart, Zenith Bank is good to go. You can see it's above the T line, and you can see that the momentum is strong. The blue line, look at what even I would say that money flow is looking down to read around 66, but I can see it's a positive momentum here on the 1 hour. Let's quickly look at the day chart for the stock before I quickly look at asset bank to call it a day. On a daily chart, Zenith Bank is coming stronger and very interesting, almost crossing the T line. You can see where it's coming from, and I can see a good move here. Despite there's a kind of divergence between what we're seeing in terms of movement and price action up, and money flow is looking down to it around 24. That means once the money wants to move in that direction, that will confirm an up there. But a breakout of this T line for Zenith Bank is a good one for me. It's a good one. Despite here, you can see that ADS is still dealing around 20, 36, 38. But you can see that the red one is still up until this one cross up. You can see when it was up, what happened here. We want the blue one to come up again to show that yes, that the strength is back to the market. Final one, access call. So that is where all eyes are now. The banking stock is where we're all looking at to see what will come out from this sectors, test of performance, and all this stuff. Final one is assets. Look at assets now. Assets on the day chart has crossed the T line. You can see this morning it went up, trying to resist decline, between around the world around the 905. Good one for assets to maintain that. But I can also see the ADS. It also tried to, once the blue one crossed this red one after coming down, that's a good sign. But money flow is looking down almost below 20. But we need a turn up to support the trend. But good one that has crossed the T line and up, good that it's a sign for those that are traders to confirm for you to buy. For those that are in stock, you can put your position. Then that action is being taken in that stock to speak. Finally, on the 1 hour chart for Access Bank, 1 hour chart for Access Bank, you can see that it's far from the T line. Like I said, you can probably see that the blue line is above the T1 and money flow. For me, there's no cost for all this banking stuff. Let's exercise patience and see how it will close. On this note, I say thank you and see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your trading day.